Good morning. Drink your coffee. Welcome to our new podcast, Fighting Duality. Fighting Duality.
Step out of the darkness into the light.
I'm talking about the dog.
I know the world is round.
Squirrel brain, didn't we? I can hear that.
Dude, I was trying to get it to shut off. Do you want to start over? You think it's all right?
You want to start over? We can.
It's up to you, bub.
It don't matter to me.
All right. But anyways, so Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute. So,
between work and being sick and everything else, it's been shitty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's to say the least. Well, so there has been a lot going on since the last time we've done our podcast.
Yes, there has. There has been a lot.
Where to begin? So,
is it from the sky? Is it from the ocean? I don't know. Do you?
Well, so my TikTok and whatever, the videos are blowing up with, of course, the whole flat Earth, round Earth.
You're welcome.
This and NASA that, and then of course the drones.
Oh, yeah.
The drones. And then allegedly that was Starlink that fell apart the other night.
Yeah, Starlink my ass.
So there's that. And then of course this is faded out a little bit, but the whole Jay-Z, Beyonce, and P. Diddy conspiracies.
I don't think it's faded out at all. Somebody dropped a list of names on Twitter or X.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of names on that list, buddy.
Well, and, they're talking about the reason why, Kanye saved Taylor Swift at those awards, and Britney had to say, well, Beyonce this, and then some other artist had to say, well, Beyonce that, and I'm like, shut the hell up. But I guess Aaliyah and Michael Jackson, and well, Aaliyah's dead, but Michael Jackson, that's the mystery.
Well, now they're saying that that song Survivor was because of Aaliyah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, well, I mean, it makes sense because, what's her name had her axed because she was more popular.
Well, so speaking of music industry, I have seen some more videos about Elvis. And yes, they briefly bought up Bob Joyce. Briefly. But aside of Bob Joyce, there are some, and when you listen to it, it kind of sounds like the same conspiracy that's going on with Michael Jackson. How he just kind of, he's dead, but yet he's still alive and he's off in the shadows.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was brought up was, if you've ever been to Graceland, his bedroom is totally off limits. Which I get it, to an extent. But they've got a guard standing at the end of those steps leading up to that room that say no. Nobody goes up there. At all.
Ever.
And they're very strict about it. And if I'm not mistaken, there's been people arrested in the past from trying to go up into that room.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
But, I mean, If he's still alive, he's an old man.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't think that he is Bob Joyce. There's a good possibility, but I could entertain the fact that he did not die in 77.
You're coming around to the dark side, sir.
Well, no, I'm just looking at logic. Anything is possible. But, I've heard that he died of a heart attack, and I've also seen stories where he died of an impacted colon.
Well, I've always been told that he died on the toilet trying to deuce one out and couldn't do it. So,
Right.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I know that shit hurts.
Bro.
No pun intended. Or pun intended. But, so yeah.
Went to pinch a grumpy and wound up choking out because of it.
Right.
Biting the farm.
So yeah, that's. But and I find that fascinating. And then there's another conspiracy now, another assassination conspiracy, and not your typical assassination though. So the CEO to United Healthcare.
Yep.
I mean, to me, that guy's real name is Patsy.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I don't know where any of this shit came from. That's not my money. So, yeah, you couldn't convince me that guy did what he did. I don't give a shit what kind of evidence you think you have. That's not
right.
No. And never mind the fact that they've linked Nancy Pelosi and her family to the killer and the CEO.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
But these are some things. So like I told you at the beginning before we started, there's been so much going on, a lot, since our last podcast. And, we could make an episode of everything that's gone on, and then we can update later in future episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's definitely something we're going to have to do. I've also been seeing more and more, and I think this is your fault. Because this has screwed up the algorithm on my phone, and I've been seeing more and more of, this lady didn't die on the Challenger. This guy did not die on the Challenger. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I have one explanation. Doppelgangers.
Doppelgangers, yeah. Nope. Not buying it.
But, so speaking of space, been seeing a lot, and okay, I'm going to throw this out there, and you know me, I'm usually the one that can find logic in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going down this rabbit hole. And you're going to be like, oh, you do side with me. Now, I'm not, I'm still on the whole, we'll get to the Earth is round and flat here in a little bit. Let's talk about these astronauts in the space station.
I knew this one was coming.
Are you effing kidding me right now? Well, they're stranded, but now they've got Christmas gifts and Christmas hats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Then they were supposed to be back in June.
How much more of bullshit do you need?
It's real easy to get care packages when your studio is, I'm sorry, when the International Space Station is a studio in Houston.
Right, in the bottom of a pool?
Yeah, in the bottom of a pool.
Man, I just saw a video before I called you, and it had, now there's 4 astronauts in that space station.
What?
Yep.
Since when?
There was 4 of them, and of course the females got her hair up, and everybody else has got these Santa hats on, but I'm thinking, did they tape them? If there's no gravity at all, how is the Santa hat staying on your head? Because anybody that's wore a Santa hat knows that there's no proper fitting. It doesn't cinch on your head like a ball cap or any other hat. Really? You can't bullshit a bullshitter. And then I'm sitting there going, now, wait a minute. If they're stranded and nobody can get them, what are these two extra guys doing here?
Where did they come from?
Well, is that the rescue mission?
It's a good question.
And you mean to tell me? You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
You're going to put one female and 3 guys up in a space station?
Jeez.
Or even just a guy and a girl at that? Come on. Because there's rules about things like, well, I don't know, the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have a men's and women's shitter up there. They got a tube that allegedly sucks it all out. Well, I mean, like, never mind.
Yeah. You pee in a hose and you
Right.
deuce in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which leads me to another point.
Okay.
How big is that septic tank for them to be up there dropping loads and whatever? I mean, are they just letting it float out in space?
From my understanding and what we have been taught throughout our lives, because everything they tell us is the truth, it just evacuates outside.
Okay. A turd is going to float in space if there's no gravity.
Yeah.
I can see urine evaporating. But if it's as cold as they say it is, it's going to crystallize.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got crystals floating around.
Mm-hmm.
Which then
Boeing
you've got
bombs.
a Nimrod out there that's going to say, all them stars are crystallized piss.
I've got one even better for you.
Which would bring me back to the powdered bobcat piss.
I've got one even better for you. Here's this for logic. If they were supposed to be back in June, where are they getting their food from?
Well, I mean, that's a given.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is how did they get a Christmas hat? How did they get Christmas gifts? I mean, do they really think... I mean, Grant, I know there's a lot of stupid people in this world that would believe what's going on right now. Because I also just saw a news thing the other day that said now they're really concerned for their health.
Oh, God.
They're posting Christmas videos.
Happy holidays from outer space. Bullshit.
They don't look like they're dying to me.
Nope. And I don't really care, going back to the food thing, I don't really care if you overstocked. You're still going to not have any damn food.
How do you overstock in a space station? There's limited space.
Right. But I mean, I could understand an extra week or two's worth of food just in case things happen, but not several months.
And what is their logic? I mean, because at this point, if that was true, they would be doing a recovery mission.
Oh, yeah.
Not a rescue.
Yeah. I agree.
But you don't hear them scrambling to go up and do anything.
Elon Musk offered to go and get them and was told no.
So they're lying to him too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that man can't be that naive to think that there's actually anything up there. That, I mean, just he himself shot a rocket and hit the freaking firmament.
His rocket wouldn't go through the atmosphere.
Firmament.
Atmosphere.
Firmament. Whole nother podcast.
So, yeah. So while we're on the topic of aviation,
Oh, all right. Here we go.
drones.
I got things to say, but I don't have anything to say.
I have seen. Oh, and then I did see one about the orbs.
I saw about the orbs too.
Because I didn't know anything about the orbs. I just kept hearing stuff about the drones.
Yeah, I keep hearing that the orbs are dropping the drones.
That's not what I heard.
Really?
So I saw a video the other night that was saying that the orbs are fighting with the drones or dropping the drone, as in taking them out.
Yeah.
Because the orbs are allegedly aliens.
That's what I heard. And that's what I meant by dropping the drones, by the way.
Oh,
taking them out.
So, and then I've also heard that the orbs are holographic, so to speak. And I've seen a couple of videos that have stated that basically the government is trying to intimidate the people to believe that we're going to be under a alien attack, but it's actual fake.
Project Bluebeam.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The read on that, if you actually read the files, is pretty incredible. I mean, the way that they outline what they're doing and how they're going to do it is pretty insane. And if you think about it, with all the technology they have to lay out these holograms and shit, some of that stuff, if you're not with it and you believe everything the media tells you, I could see how that would fuck with your head.
Yeah.
You know, I saw something which was pretty cool. The guy was like, yeah, I filmed a triangular UFO, an unmanned aerial phenomenon, or UAP, unmanned aerial phenomenon, UFO, whatever. He's like, the interesting thing is the media is trying to tell us that it's a spaceship, but here's the patent for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
I've seen a lot of those.
I actually looked up the patent on it. I was like, man, there's way more shit that they're not telling us that we have control over. Like, this thing is powered by freaking hydrogen. I was like, Jesus Christ, no wonder you can't hear it. Well, it's all...
I mean, I could bring up a past episode where I brought up the fact that how do we know on the internet that's what it is?
True. You know? I don't believe anything. At this point, it's always been use your own discernment, but I don't believe half, if not 3/4, of what I read or see anymore.
Yeah.
Everything that I was taught in school, I don't believe, because if you go back to reading books, especially history books that are from the 1920s or older, and back into the 1800s, they describe things a lot different than the books that we have now.
Well, the books we had when we were in school, or when I was in school, there was a thing that came out a few years after I graduated. It was like, them history books are wrong.
I'm talking just like Tartaria. You see all these cities that were built and these things that these people had, the new inventions that were there. They had motorized scooters, and we're talking like 1910, 1920.
Right.
And we act like we have the latest and greatest technology. Bullshit. They had hydrogen powered cars back in the 1920s, and they weren't like a Model T. Just everything that we've been taught growing up has been a lie.
Yeah.
Whether the earth is flat or round, it's still a lie. All of it. It doesn't matter either way you swing it.
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing. I'm going to go real simple with the whole earth is round or flat. For me and you, what does it matter?
Exactly.
I mean, who cares? What's the point in lying about it because of the fact that, am I going to travel to space? Hell no.
Do I have any desire to travel to space? Hell no.
If there is an alien form out there, if they do attack, it doesn't matter if we're flat or we're round.
Right. We're all screwed.
So it's. I mean,
You mentioned something a few days ago that I think we can both agree on, though, is it's a giant snow globe.
Yeah. I mean, we live on a globe. I have a globe in my house that's perfectly spherical, and round, and spins on an axis.
Yeah, no. No.
You believe we live on a half globe.
I believe we live in a snow globe.
But here's the deal. What's the shape of it?
Flat.
Okay. The ground.
It could be round, it could be square, it could be a damn triangle for all we know. I mean,
does anybody know?
No. Now, I mean, I
entertain if I was to entertain this whole flat Earth stuff. Think about the laid out map that you look at.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really round.
No.
And if you think of a snow globe, it's not really round. They got the back, and then the front half is clear that you can see through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of a oval.
Yeah.
Which brings me to, I saw, and this did make sense. Again, I'm not entertaining the whole flat Earth BS. But I think it was Toy Story or Finding Nemo. Well, anyways, one of those Pixar shorts. And it's got the little snowman and the snow globe.
Uh-huh.
You'll have to watch it.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, holy shit, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. About the firmament and all that. And,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so we live in a school. What does it matter to Joe Blow?
Right. And the one thing that I absolutely cannot get behind is the Earth spinning and free falling, spiraling through the galaxy or whatever. I cannot, absolutely 100% cannot get behind the Earth rotating. I can't do it.
I've never heard we're free falling.
Well, kind of like a spiral follow, we're rotating around the sun.
Yeah, we're orbiting.
Yeah, no.
You think the sun's orbiting around us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It rises in the east, sets in the west every
Okay, so
day.
let me squash this one too.
Go for it. You can try.
I've lived on this earth for 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
Something's orbiting. Something's spinning.
It ain't
Regardless,
us.
it's moving, and I've been just fine with the way it's been going.
Yeah. Well,
And
there's
if anything scientific is to change how, you know, things survive on planet Earth, guess what? I will be long gone before that happens.
right. Well, there are two things that I want you to think about here. One, if we were rotating, okay, if you're in a helicopter and you bring that thing straight up and you just hover for 4 or 5 hours and you can literally set it right back down in the same exact spot.
Okay.
If we were rotating, that would not be possible. That helicopter would land in a completely different spot.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
If we were a lot smaller, yes.
No. It wouldn't matter.
So you're saying have the helicopter take off from the X on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll go up how high?
Doesn't matter. You can go up 500 feet. You can go up 5,000 feet.
Okay.
As long if you're up there for 4, 5, 6 hours, just hovering in the same spot, according to science, the Earth is rotating at so many miles per hour. You would not land in the same spot if it was rotating.
Hold on, I'm trying to picture this because of the fact that a helicopter is a gyro.
A helicopter can be a gyro as long as it's hovering in the same spot. If you take and the Earth is supposed to be rotating, and you came down in the same what was supposed to be the same spot, if the Earth is rotating, you would not be landing on the X. The X would be either in front of you or behind you.
But if the Earth is rotating the same as the blades on the helicopter,
No.
how would that? Which way do you think the Earth's rotating?
I could give a shit less which direction the Earth is rotating. It could be rotating upside down for all I care. But what I'm saying, it doesn't matter if the blades are spinning left or if they're spinning right.
Well, no,
Doesn't
that's
matter.
not. That's irrelevant.
But if you're hovering
Right.
and not moving, you hold the same GPS coordinates, but the Earth is spinning and you come down in what's supposed to be the same spot. You could technically be in the air looking straight down, and if you should be able to see that X move in 4 hours. You can't because the Earth is not moving. And to get away from the
Okay.
helicopter
Hold
theory,
on. I think your comment of the X would be forward or backwards threw me off. Because I think what you meant to say was the X would be to the left or to the right.
whatever, whatever. Oh my God, that's what we're gonna harp on. To do you one better, astrology, all the way back to Roman. You got Socrates, Aristotle laying out the stars, you know, the North Star, all that shit, right? Aries, Aquarius, whatever. It is the exact same throughout history. There's never been one change. The pyramids all point to the 3 stars. Everything is lined out and laid out according to the stars with astrology, right? If we were barreling through space, rotating around the sun, rotating ourselves, we would never see the same stars.
Okay. I can entertain that. But
also, I have taken 6 different pictures of the moon on 6 different days in 3 months. I can literally sit there and lay each one of the pictures on top of each other, and it is the exact same face of the moon.
well, I guess
Different, taken at different times.
the moon's not rotating.
But if we were, it still wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same face. I could literally lay them on top of each other, and they are the exact same thing.
It would be the same thing.
No, it wouldn't. Not if we were rotating around the sun and we were rotating ourselves.
No. Listen, you just said the moon and then the sun. So the moon, we're only going to see one side of the moon.
Really?
Yes.
But the moon is rotating too.
The moon is orbiting around the Earth.
And it spins too.
I have not heard that it spins. I'm sure it does. But we would see, let's say it's in orbit.
Okay.
Okay. Not spinning. So I can see that the moon is not spinning because we see the one side of it all the time.
Okay. Well, if the moon doesn't spin, how come the Earth does?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not God. I didn't build this stuff.
None of it spins.
That's like saying, why can't everybody be a great athlete at basketball?
You can see my face. You can see my face. I'm not answering that question. I refuse to get kicked off of YouTube because my answer nobody would like. White men can't jump.
If they're all planets, shouldn't they all do the same thing? But some planets have rings around them.
And apparently Mars has pyramids and water.
Yeah. Well,
I just saw that today. Apparently the government has released documents stating that there are pyramids and shit on Mars.
Okay, I don't know if I sent you this video or not, but it was a guy talking about planes. Did I send you that? He's saying the Earth is flat, and that's a plane, and how the plane is, like an airplane, doesn't curve; it flies straight.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you did send me that.
And then he said, the planet, the key word there is plane.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Very interesting shit.
I mean, if you sit at home in your mom's basement all day, you're going to come up with some shit to put on TikTok about.
True. Of course, I don't sit in my mom's basement, and I still come up with shit to put on.
I mean, you're in a confined vehicle all day, so...
Oh, yeah.
It's almost equivalent to mom's basement.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much is. The only thing is I can't yell, Mom, more meatloaf!
Right. But I don't know. Anything's possible, and nothing surprises me anymore, doing what I've done for the last several years.
Yeah. I have another little tangent to go on a different episode, and it has to deal with schizophrenia and worms. And it actually, yeah, you look at me weird. You look at me weird. It's called toxoplasmosis.
Okay.
And it involves cats, worms, schizophrenia, and I believe there is something biblical to go with that as well. But we'll throw that in a whole nother one because it is really cool, and I've actually got a bunch of stuff written down on it.
Okay. I am interested to hear this.
Yeah, it's
The fact that, I mean, from what just on the scientific side of it, you're relating it to cats, so I know where the worms are coming from.
yeah.
You know, um, okay, I can entertain that and see where you're going to go with it.
So just for a little, hopefully it'll pick it up in the little clip piece, and I can put the clip on YouTube. Cats carry toxoplasmosis. Okay, it's a worm that literally leaves the cat and goes into a mouse, which forces the mouse to deaden its senses and not be afraid of the cat. While the cat eats the mouse, the worm returns to the host.
That makes sense.
Its entire lifespan is trying to get back to the host.
I mean, it's a food chain.
Right. That is actually linked to schizophrenia.
I'm going to have to look into that.
It is. That's a really cool read.
That's interesting.
It's effing terrifying, but it's a really cool read, especially if you have cats.
Well, I don't like them little bastards.
I don't either, but we have two.
That's why I think the world is flat.
Shit. Oh, man. I knew that was coming.
Makes sense.
I'm not schizophrenic, though. Of course, that's what all schizophrenics say.
Exactly. There's denial. Oh, Lord.
Denial is just a river in Egypt, sir.
Oh, well, we got a lot to talk about coming up in future episodes.
Yeah, we do. We just we figured we'd get on here, throw one out, and let everybody know that we're still kicking.
Yeah.
We just haven't had the time or the gumph to get behind not being sick and long enough to do one of these.
Yeah.
I swear it's the it's our agents that listen in on us that are poisoning us.
Well,
don't drink.
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been fun.
And happy New Year.
Yeah. Our next one will probably be the New Year.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm pretty booked.
Yeah.
Between now and then.
I may get on here and drop some little hints and shit towards our next ones, but the next full episode will definitely be after the beginning of the new year. So we'll welcome you into 2025 with a bunch of grumpy old fuckers talking about conspiracy theories.
Well, so and hopefully revamped. And
yeah,
of course, I think we've come a long ways since March.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fairly decent year for us.
Yeah.
I mean, just like everybody else financially, it sucked, but
2025, I'm looking for more subscribers.
Yeah. I'm looking at the, let's see here. I'm looking at the count now. And right now we have 33 subscribers ending out 2024.
Well, we need more.
Yeah, we need about 15 times more.
Yeah. So, like and
But
subscribe,
yeah,
share it, do what you need to do.
yeah. For God's sakes, comment on the videos.
Yeah,
We still haven't. We're only getting 1 or 2 comments on our videos. But I will say that come 2025, you may actually get to see us a little bit more because
yeah,
we may actually start showing our faces on here.
might have to. So,
But I just got a very intriguing text message that I'm going to have to go take part in.
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So
Well, everybody, we'll see you next year.
until
FightingDuality.com or FightingDuality@gmail.com. And
yeah,
YouTube,
and TikTok
Spotify, and TikTok, and
till at least the 20th.
yeah. Yeah. All right, bud. Till next time.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
You too, bud.
Good morning. Drink your coffee. Welcome to our new podcast, Fighting Duality. Fighting Duality.
Step out of the darkness into the light.
I'm talking about the dog.
I know the world is round.
World brand, and we